wherever, when you talk to me, you don't know what I feel inside when you say, see you tonight. Wherever you go, wherever you go, the sunshine. Wherever you need me, I'll be near you if you want, only if you want. It feels like a dream. Feels like a dream. I don't wanna awake this moment.
You wouldn't like it. And or if I was liking photos of people that are local or that I do know or that you do know, you wouldn't have liked that.
I need a drink for this.
Wherever you go, wherever you go, the sunshine. Wherever you need me, I'll be near you.
Hello everyone and welcome to our second webisode of Living Lavish, Leo and Virgo in the same house. I'm your host Jackson and this is my co-host.
Hi, I'm Samara.
My wife, my confidant. Today's segment is, does social media destroy relationships? So the first question I'd like to ask you, Samara, is do you think social media destroys relationships and why?
I think it can if you allow it to.
So you think it's all subjective?
Yeah, it depends on the person and how you're utilizing social media.
I feel the same way. I feel like social media should be used as a tool. It should be used as something to network with people. You know, it's social networking, so you network with people from all over the world, and it's not necessarily a dating website. Okay, let me ask you this question. What exactly does it mean when you like someone's picture? What exactly do you think a like means? When a man likes a woman's picture, or when a woman likes a man's picture, what does that mean to you?
It means you like what you see. If it's a provocative picture, that means you like what you see as well.
I can see that. But this is what I'm asking, right? Let's say you have a man that likes a woman's picture, a provocative photo.
Okay.
You know he likes her. He likes the way he looks. Or
she looks.
he likes the way she looks, right? He likes her provocative photo. It upsets you.
Right.
So he says, okay, I won't like any more provocative photos. Yet he still likes her photos, even the ones that aren't provocative, even her family photos.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
It's a family portrait and you liked it. It's great. The image has already been done. You probably should unfriend that person, unfollow that person.
The fact that you already know he likes her, it's a wrap. He can't like any family
I would
photos or
imagine
nothing.
that.
So let's say your man has a friend, right? On Facebook or Instagram. How can you determine whether or not, you know, let's say the girl is just a girl who doesn't post provocative photos.
Okay.
But he likes all of her pictures.
I mean,
is there a difference? You know, you still.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Is it liking provocative photos, or is it the fact that he likes another woman?
Well, I would hope he doesn't like another woman. I'm not gonna be gung ho for it. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, go ahead, like her pictures. There.
So you wouldn't be as pissed liking provocative photos?
No. I'm gonna be upset about it. Let me not lie. It's not the same effect as liking provocative photos.
Well, as a man, in my opinion, men don't post provocative photos. So it doesn't matter to me if the photo's provocative or not. If you liking the photo, you like what you see in that man. And I'm pissed.
It could be a family photo, like you said, like where a man and his family or a man.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. Like you said, if it's a man that I know you like and that you find attractive, I don't even want you liking his family's photos.
So how would you know if I found him attractive or not?
Doesn't matter.
No.
Women are slick. They will sit and like a picture of a man fully dressed, or it could just be a random photo of him posting a photo of a sunset. Like, yeah, I'm getting my peace of mind today, and she likes the photo.
That would bother
like, women are slick. No, women are slick because I could come to you and say, why are you liking this man's photos? And you could easily say, it's just a picture of a sunset. I had someone who I thought was my friend, and you posted, I hate sleeping alone, and he liked your post.
Right.
Like, what are you trying to inadvertently tell her? Like, I'm here for you if you need me.
Yes.
I think people try to send subliminals through social media. It's not necessarily your fault.
Right.
but it still gives me the same feeling. It still pisses me off.
Yeah, see, I don't feel that way. Like, if it's...
And I think a lot of men are scared to admit that they're scared to admit when social media makes them insecure.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mind when females like your pictures and things like that. That doesn't really bother me. Unless they're just like over the top and liking every picture, because I see that.
I don't have any fans. Whatever you're talking about,
I see.
I'm an average looking dude.
Anyway,
you're not on social media as much as I am.
Right.
So you have a specific set of things that you put on your page. Right. So I know if you put it on your page or if you like it, it's because you really like it. Okay. So if you liking a man's picture,
no.
I guess it all comes down to whether or not you know your spouse. Because you know me. When I like something, I point it out. If I'm in public, like the other day, we were in the supermarket and I told the guy, I was like, hey, you got some nice shoes.
Yeah.
When I see something nice, I point it out. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
You have to know each other. Like, you know if he liked this picture with ill intention.
Okay, so if it's a provocative picture, it's just ill intention. There's no room for debate on that. Yeah, like you said, if you see something and we're in public, like the man's shoes, and if you told the woman you liked her shoes in front of me, it would be no big deal, right?
So you don't think anything
But you're not going to be like, hey, nice cleavage.
Okay, so what about this? So what about okay, so a man might not say nice cleavage, but women specifically put their cleavage in their pictures to make it part of their sexy. I see it all the time. When you could have easily taken a picture and put your face in the frame, you just had to get that little 2 or 3 inches of cleavage up in there to give you that sex appeal. You know? Is it wrong for you to not like your man to like provocative photos, yet you post provocative photos with that little 2-3 inches of cleavage? Because what is it? Because there's some people out there who consider that provocative.
Yeah, I mean, if you're liking provocative pictures, I might as well post them so I can give you something to like, right?
So that's your excuse. That's your excuse to go out and be an Instagram girl, Instagram girl.
Well, having an Instagram period makes me an Instagram girl, doesn't it?
Okay, so this is my question. Let's say I like pictures of men who have a nice outfit, or a nice suit, or a nice car that I like, and I'm like, yo, that's a nice picture. Well, let's just say he took a nice picture, and I know this man really tried hard to put effort into taking this picture, and it looks good, you know? Whether he's wearing a suit or just left a freaking wedding or whatever, you know, and I'm like, that's a nice picture. What if it's a woman that looks just as nice, she doesn't look provocative, but I like the picture? So you're saying you don't have a problem with your spouse recognizing beauty in other people?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
It's the sex appeal that's the problem.
So as long as he's not sexually attracted to her.
Yeah.
What if he is, but she's just fully dressed? How would you know? You understand what I'm saying? Because men will undress women with their eyes.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you know he's not? You understand what I'm saying? Just because he's liking a photo where she's fully dressed does not mean he's not having lustful thoughts.
Right. I guess you don't know.
And that's why I said it has to come down to you knowing your spouse.
Right. For me, it's more so.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. For me, it's more so I just don't want to be able. I don't want to see that. Like, if you do have lustful thoughts about anybody, like, I don't want to go on Instagram and see, you know, a bunch of provocative photos like on Instagram, and then, you know, I'm wondering what was going through your mind when you liked them. So if somebody's fully clothed, I'm not wondering so much, and it doesn't bother me so much.
But why does what's going on in my mind bother you?
Because I'm your wife.
It's my mind, though.
Yeah, but if you're
like, you want to control my mind?
No, I just would like to not know if you're sexually attracted to any other women.
I don't understand why it's like you have to be attracted to this kind of girl and this kind of girl only now that you're with me.
So it's not so much that. If you are sexually attracted to another woman, or a woman who doesn't look like me, or even does look like me, I don't want to know about it. and by being able to see the photos that you like. So that's really the problem. Then
So you're more concerned about being embarrassed and other people seeing
I don't like
what
that
your
either.
spouse can like.
Yeah, I don't like that either. And I also
And that's why I hate Instagram and Facebook like that, because they do too much. They do too much. Like it shouldn't be so-and-so like this picture. How is me knowing that gonna benefit me?
right.
That's number one. I
Right.
feel like they create that stuff specifically
To
to
cause
destroy relationships. Yeah, to cause drama between people.
Yeah.
They do it specifically. So-and-so like this photo and commented. Why do I need to know that?
Right. Right.
It's just extra information and extra notifications and buzzes to my phone for no reason
yeah.
that really have nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
But I
yeah.
think they do too much.
And to answer the second part of your question, as far as you know, for me at least, I can't speak for all women. Like, if I see that you're liking tons of photos and like none of the girls look like me, it's one thing if some of them don't look like me, whatever. Like everybody doesn't look the same. But if none of them look like me, yeah, you start to wonder, like, all right.
But why does
And-
okay. See, look at me. I'm brown skinned,
Mm-hmm.
brown eyes, brown hair. I look like a typical black guy. You, over the years, I've heard she got a crush on Bow Wow. She had a crush on Channing Tatum when he was in White House Down with Jamie Foxx. You've had crush on Michael Ealy. So these are men who have 3 different types of looks.
Yes.
So they look nothing like me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by the fact that you find other men attractive that look nothing like me.
Right.
Why is it that women expect this from men? This is the thing. When we first started out, I was on Instagram a lot.
Yeah.
I was following freaking people I shouldn't have been following. P-stars and twerk stuff. I didn't know nobody. Like, I was new to social media when I first started, and it just so happened it just turned into a habit. But when we first got married, I made the decision that I'm with this girl that I love, and she means a lot to me, and she's an awesome woman, and I don't need anything from any other woman. I made the conscious decision to stop liking pictures on Instagram and to stop being on Instagram, period, because I was happy with you and just you.
Yeah.
I made the decision. What pissed me off is 3 years later, I started liking pictures again. Just because I was bored one day and I was trying to start a little channel for like working out bodybuilding. And so I was like, I'm going to start my Instagram page back up for my bodybuilding. And it just so happens I'm on Instagram and I'm trying to get my following up. And sometimes you feel like you have to like other people's pictures for them to like yours. And so I started liking pictures, and then it started going overboard, and it just turned into a habit. And then it just became like, well, there's nothing else to do on Instagram anyways, except like pictures, post pictures and like pictures. You know, no one barely reads comments on Instagram.
Right.
You know, no one gets into debates on Instagram how they do on Facebook.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else to do but post and like pictures. If I'm not on Instagram doing that, what am I doing on Instagram? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I know it's a matter of what type of pictures I'm liking. You know, but
Well, as far as what are you doing on Instagram if you're not liking pictures? You said you restarted your Instagram to do your fitness thing.
Yeah.
So that's what you should have been doing.
well, I don't want to like pictures of people in the gym all day. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what you
It's
restarted
boring.
the page for.
But it's boring. I don't want to click on that. I do it all day.
Okay. And then,
I follow a few people who do fitness, but I don't want to necessarily like pictures of girls squatting all day.
that's
Like, it's just-
not good either. No.
Or big muscle-bound bodybuilders.
Yeah.
You know?
He really likes his bodybuilding, though.
Yeah.
So, but no.
Now, what upset me was that I stopped doing this by choice. And now you're trying to make me feel like it's an obligation.
Yeah, when we first got together, like, you used to like people's pictures, and people that I knew as well. So we'll touch upon that, whether that makes a difference.
You like pictures
or
of
not.
people I knew too.
I don't know what you're talking
Anyway.
about. Anyway.
Oh, yo, I'm talking about.
No, I don't. So, but I didn't say anything. We were like just starting out in the relationship and stuff like that. It wasn't that big a deal to me. Like, I wasn't that emotionally invested at liking
She's
pictures.
basically saying I ain't put it down good enough.
Don't say that. We're gonna cut that out. So it basically was just liking pictures. and decided you were gonna stop liking the pictures, and you told me all the reasons you were gonna stop, and you know what you thought about me and everything like that, and then you went back to doing it. It was kind of like, yeah, it was 3 years later, but it's like, is this your way of telling me like you're no longer amazing, and you know maybe I do like you? It's like taking it back.
So it wasn't necessarily like, okay, I'm not interested in my wife anymore, so I'm gonna go start liking pictures on Instagram. It was really just because you weren't on Instagram. Neither one of us had been on Instagram in like 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and I had no idea. It took for someone at my job to tell me. Was it someone at my job?
No, I think you said that you asked somebody at your job, like, what is she talking about? And then you found it. And he was like, I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah. There was, I never knew that you could go to your Instagram app, hit the heart button to see, you know, who's liking what. And then there's a following button. You slide over to the following button to the people you're following, and it shows you everything those people like.
Right.
I never freaking knew that. So I didn't know my wife was scrolling through that, and I'm like, who looks at this crap anyways?
People look at it.
It has to be only women who look at that.
Maybe.
We don't look at that.
You let
crap.
us know.
Because all the men who I've asked, who I've asked about the filing column, they had no idea it existed.
Column,
yeah, the following column. They had no idea it existed. They're just on Instagram liking pictures. We're not on there to say, let me like as many pictures as I can, so when the people I follow see it, they can say, oh, he's liking pictures of, and that's another thing. Women, you're looking at it like other women are looking at the pictures that I'm liking.
Yeah.
And saying,
this boy has
damn,
no
her man got
self-control.
no respect for his woman. Yeah. This man got no respect for his woman liking all these pictures. Mm-hmm. That's you in your head.
If I thought that in my head, and I thought that in my head when I see other married men liking inappropriate pictures, then I'm pretty sure there's other women out there who think this.
Why you gotta bring the married thing into it? Why can't it just be any man?
Married men, committed men. If you're a single
man,
man,
you trying to make me look like a freaking vagabond by saying married men.
That's who I like. Pay attention to.
The commitment is commitment.
So, true. It could be a girlfriend or boyfriend too, but it holds that much more.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but you threw that married men in there like you're that much more of a vagabond if you're married.
Well.
Anyways, the problem that I had was I did this by choice, not even because I wanted to make you feel good. Yeah. I did it because I had no desire to even look at other women. When we first got together, I was so happy with you. And it's not that my happiness went away. Mm-hmm. It's just that after 3 years, you know me. Like, I'm always looking for something different to do. I don't like doing the same thing. And for a few years, it's like, okay, no, that's not it. That's not it.
The feeling that we get.
Okay, so explain this.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had a situation where I was liking pictures on Instagram, right? And so what she did was she followed all the guys on Instagram. the what's the name of the page?
I don't know what you.
It's called like Booze and I don't know, but they got all kinds of dudes in there.
Shout out to Booze and News.
Dudes in there. No clothes, just a towel, using a joint for a towel rack. And she liking all these pictures because she's trying to get revenge on me. Now, when she saw that it didn't break me, and I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Then she started going off on me again.
No, because
you tried to play your little mind game.
The only reason it didn't work is because you knew what I was doing. You knew what I was doing, so you like, you know.
But you can't fight fire with fire. You can't say, since you're liking pictures, I'm going to like pictures to try to upset you. And then when you see that it doesn't work and that I don't care the way you do.
I just wanted to elicit the same feelings out of you that were happening to me.
And it didn't work.
No, because
it didn't work. Then so she flipped on me again.
It didn't work because you knew what I was doing. That's why. But I think if you didn't know what I was doing, you wouldn't like it. Or if I was liking photos of people that are local or that I do know or that you do know, you wouldn't have liked that.
I need a drink for this. Hold on.
That's cold.
Okay. Now, where were we? Okay. Yeah. So this is the thing. What's the difference between you liking the photos, seeing that I'm not tripping over it, and me liking photos. Why couldn't you have been just as easy as I was and continue to do what you do and like the photos that you like? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of causing these big fight over really nothing, because you don't know these people. You don't know these people. You have no access to them. I mean, you could if you really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And I think women have access to men more than men have access to these women that they're liking on Instagram.
Right.
A woman can easily slide in a man's DMs and have him just like that.
Yeah.
Like an idiot, because he's an idiot.
Right.
You can't just slide in a woman's DMs. So it's like he's liking pictures. He doesn't know him. He's never going to contact him. Leave the man alone. Me personally, I feel like when you restrict your significant other from, I'm not saying that they have to be provocative photos, but I'm saying when you restrict your significant other from engaging in conversation, normal conversation with or just interaction, period.
Right.
You know, fraternization, whatever you want to call it, with people of the opposite sex, you make yourself more susceptible to being cheated on.
Yeah, cheated on.
Yeah, because you're like caging them. You're caging them, and you're telling them, you can't do this, you can't do this. And it's like, hold on, I'm not your prisoner. I chose to be your husband.
Right.
I chose to choose you as my only woman. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're trying to make me feel obligated. Now, since men, we have pride.
Yeah.
Now, since you're trying to make me feel obligated, now I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Because I need to flex, and I need to show you that you don't run nothing around here. So that is some men's motive. And that was my motive for a minute. Like, wait a minute. I stopped liking pictures because I chose to do that. That was... Now you're gonna make me?
Well, what my advice to men would be to keep in mind, if a woman is telling you that they dislike something, like you liking pictures of other women or provocative pictures and things of that nature, it's not to try to control you. They're telling you that because it really does bother them. So for you to say, I'm gonna do it anyway because I feel like you're trying to control me, and this is my way of not being controlled.
You've had friends who I said, I want you to stop liking this guy's pictures. I want you to delete this guy because I don't like him. You're like, we've been friends since we were little.
Yeah.
We've been this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't like him. It's not about how you're looking at him sometimes. It's about how I think he looks at you, because I know men. And I know their nature.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you've been friends with a woman 10, 15 years. There's not one man that has came around a beautiful woman and hasn't at least at one point thought about sleeping with her. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't care if that's your friend from when he was little, from when you were little. So you didn't delete them. You didn't stop doing what I asked you to do, and it was making me uncomfortable. So why should I take your feelings into consideration?
Because I definitely have, adhered to your request, like to delete certain people, remove certain people from my page. If I don't want to say if I agreed, but if I felt like, you know what, you might be right, like, or this person has tried to come on to me before, or I've done that for you.
I've deleted women for you, but it's people that I know, and I know have an attraction to me, and I know I was at one point attracted to or something, and I didn't want to make you feel insecure, so I deleted those people because I know them personally.
Right. So
I know that
me,
they had ill intentions.
Yeah, so for me, I have no problem with doing that. It makes sense. But like, as far as like my friends go, like if there's somebody I really feel that's my friend, they've never tried to come on to me or even gave me a feeling.
But it doesn't matter if it makes your spouse uncomfortable. If it makes me uncomfortable, you understand what I'm saying? If I have a female friend that you feel uncomfortable with, and I'm like, that's my friend, and I'm not gonna stop being friends with her just because you feel uncomfortable. What does that say about how I feel about you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you have to cut all your friends off, because you have some people that get in relationships and they want to cut you off from every friend you got. They want to cut you off from all your friends, and they have that control thing. I'm not like that. But when it comes to men, I don't trust men.
Yeah.
For you to make me feel like I'm obligated to not do those things just because you're my woman. Because marriage, you being my wife, you're my wife by choice. You don't have to be here. You can leave.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to be your husband. Everything I do, you cook every single day. You don't have to do that crap. You do it because that's what you want to do. As a wife, you want to be the best wife you can be. Now, once I start making you feel like you're obligated to do those things, where my damn dinner at, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then it's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, I stopped liking photos because I wanted to do that. It wasn't until you started making me feel like you have to do this where I had a problem with it. And that's why I continued to do it. I was liking pictures I didn't even necessarily like.
So,
just because. You understand? Because I don't want to feel like I'm being controlled either.
So, like, to go with your example, you know, with the whole cooking dinner thing, you don't, like, ever ask me, like, where's my food or where's dinner or anything like that.
You just do it.
You also don't have to ever ask me because your food is there. Not saying that you would, but you don't ever have to ask me to do my job because I do it. So I shouldn't have to ever ask you not to like provocative pictures of other women.
Okay, that's cool. So when I went back to liking them, I'm thinking it's gonna be like in the beginning. When we first met, where you never said anything. And I'm expecting you to be how you were in the first 3 months of our relationship when you didn't care.
Yeah.
Had I not started the bodybuilding thing and said I wanted to start a bodybuilding page, I would have never got on Instagram.
Right.
It was just the fact that I was on Instagram every day, and the only thing to do on Instagram is like photos. Right. I don't want to feel like I'm a prisoner in my relationship.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I'm doing what I want to do to guard your feelings and take into consideration your feelings and your insecurities of my own free will. I'm doing this of my own free will because I want to make you feel good. It's just that social media is addictive. If you don't have self-control, it will take hold of you. We know this. We see it happen to people all the time. You know, and I was in a state of mind where to me it's just like, it's just liking pictures. Whatever. You know, she tripped. It's just liking pictures. I don't know any of these girls. I'm not contacting any of them.
So the thought crossed your mind that I might not like it.
Of course. But I was just like, it's a picture. You know, and me, you know, when I first met you, you know, and you still are this super secure woman. You're secure in yourself. You're secure with who you are. And in the beginning, like you said, you didn't have that. You weren't emotionally attached to me. So you didn't care. Yeah. And then when you did start caring, it's like, well, it's kind of too late. You've been liking him this long anyway. It'd be a bitch to bother him about it now. Right. So you left it alone. And I came to you of my own choice and said, I'm going to stop. But
and then was like, just kidding. No, I'm not.
But it's 3 years later.
3 years, we was fine. You said what you said about not liking pictures, and you know, I didn't tell you to do it. You did.
But you have to understand, people change over time, and it's not like that. It's not that the sexual attraction or the attraction of anything has changed between us. I didn't used to like Twitter. I still kind of don't like Twitter, but I go on Twitter because I'm like, I'm tired of freaking Facebook. So, and I'm about to start a Snapchat account because I'm tired of freaking Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do something different. Okay. So, it's not that I lost any attraction. Like, it has nothing to do with you.
Had the roles been reversed and, you know, we both hadn't been on Instagram for that long, and I decided to go back on Instagram, and then you're like, oh, let me get back on Instagram, see what's going on. And when you happen to stumble across all these photos of different men that I'm liking, you wouldn't be like, for real? That's what we're doing?
I'm not gonna lie, listen, even when you were liking those photos of those naked guys.
They were not naked. Well, they were covered.
He was using his eggplant for a towel rack. That's naked. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, when you were doing that, I didn't feel any type of way. I was just like, whatever, because I knew you were doing it to piss me off.
Right.
But certain pictures, I was still like, I did feel a little twang of jealousy, but it went away. Like, it went away quick. It wasn't like, you know, I'm about to get home and make this big deal out of Instagram. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I recognize that that's what destroys a lot of these young kids' relationships now, because they're not secure with themselves, and it's not always an insecurity thing. Yeah. Sometimes your spouse is just an asshole. Yeah. That's the reality of it. It's not that the girl is always insecure. Sometimes your spouse is really just an asshole, and they really don't consider your feelings. I consider your feelings. You know, so I'm offended when I take 3 years off and then I go back to something. I'm like, I took 3 years off. Give me a freaking break. I understand where you're coming from, and it's like, I stopped because I said, you're the only woman I'm attracted to.
Right.
And I'm not interested in any other woman. And then 3 years later, I changed, and you're like, well, the reason you stopped was because you weren't interested in any other woman. So the reason that you started back would have to be because now you're interested in other women. But that's you in your own mind.
But is that not logical?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but it doesn't mean you're right.
Do you think that, you know, after you told me you weren't gonna like any more pictures and, you know, it was all all of your own free will.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that if you continue to use Instagram instead of deleting the app, that you would have, ended up resorting back to liking pictures and things like that?
You're saying if I would have stayed on Instagram, do I think I would have had the self-control to not like pictures,
Right.
period? No, because I'm extreme. I have to either do something or I have to not do it at all.
Okay.
So I'm not just going to stop liking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop being on Instagram.
Okay.
That was my whole thing. Because if I'm on Instagram, guess what I'm doing? I'm liking pictures.
Right.
Or I'm posting pictures. Because that's all there is to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else to do on there. And it's like, why are you giving me a hard time about this? There's nothing else to do on this app.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's the most boring app ever.
And what did I say? I was like, well, then maybe you don't need Instagram.
Yeah. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe some of us as men just really don't need Instagram. Some of us really need to learn self-control. And this is what I'm learning over the years. And we got into like 3 big fights over social media. And and this is what I said. And all I did was start another fight. I said, well, since you're so insecure about the stuff I'm liking on Instagram, I'm just going to block you.
That was the
That
worst
caused the biggest
mistake.
fight.
Because first of all, you knew when you blocked me that was a bad idea. You knew that.
No.
You knew that was a bad idea.
No.
So what made
I
me
thought I was
think-
helping the situation by blocking her.
No. So
It
what
was
made
by
me
far. I
even
was better
more
off.
mad-
I was better off continuing liking pictures than I was blocking her.
Absolutely. Absolutely, hands down. So why I was super mad is because I'm like, oh, babe, he listened to me. Like he really listened to me. That's what's up. Like
She didn't know she was blocked.
no. So I go to
She was blocked for like 2 weeks before she approached me, and I'm like, you've been blocked for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah,
I don't know
as
why
if
you
that
just now
makes it
approached me.
different. As if that you should have kept that to yourself too. As if that made it better.
Oh man.
So
she thought I was blocking her on Instagram so that I could freely go on Instagram
exactly what
and
you
like
did it
whatever
for.
pictures that I wanted to. No, I was trying to save my relationship, and I didn't want to get into stupid petty
if you
fights.
were trying to save your relationship,
Nah.
you would have stopped liking the photos. That was the quickest fix. Now blocking me, you added even more of a rift. Like, if you wanted to solve the problem, you would have solved it. You wanted to do what you wanted to do and not have to take anyone's feelings into consideration or complaints into consideration.
Point is, at the end of it all, did I stop?
Yes.
It took about 3 months of arguing and fighting over Instagram, and I actually stopped again. I said, I stopped before, whatever, this is not worth this arguing all the time. It's nonsense. And so I stopped. I had to be a man and have self-control, and I stopped. And, we haven't had any issues since. And sometimes it takes you as a man to just stop because your woman really feels that way. I almost lost my marriage because of something stupid. When it's easy to just stop, and if you want to look. But understand that when you're liking, other people can see it. Your woman can see it. She feels embarrassed. She feels embarrassed that other people are seeing what he's liking, knowing that he's supposed to be committed to her. And you really just have to be a grown man and just stop that shit. That's really all it is, And I'm sorry that I didn't really take into consideration your feelings because, us as men, we just always like, oh, she being childish, she being immature. But I know you're not somebody who is just insecure. Yeah. I know you're not somebody who just flips over nothing, over something stupid, because I had women flip out over me because my homegirl gave me a handshake and held onto my hand too long. Yeah. I know you're not that type of woman. So I know if you have an issue, and in the beginning, like I said, I was like, she just being petty, and I'm just like, it's probably because this is what I was thinking, because you had just started the stay-at-home mom thing. So I'm just like, she's a stay-at-home mom. She got nothing to do but bother me about Instagram all day. If she had something to do, if she was busy, this would not be a problem. I was trying to justify everything that I was doing. And I'm just like, it has to be that she's not working, that she's driving me crazy, but I had to really take it into consideration. When we were like this close from getting a divorce over Instagram, that's when I had to say, yo, she's really serious about this. We expect women to be emotionally detached like us or just not give a shit all the time like we do, and y'all not like that. Okay. And so it's not like, I think women
think that men are sitting here all day like, oh yeah, oh look at that one. And you do have some men that are like that. You do have some men that are like that drool over Instagram all day. And it's ridiculous, you know. But I'm not like that. It's like I like a picture. It's like whatever. I keep it moving after that, you know. So, but you got some men who dedicate their lives to scrolling through Instagram, you know. But you just have to grow up. You have to grow up. We don't know if social media destroys relationships, but we do know it causes rips. We're still together, but it does cause rips. And if you want to save your relationship, the best thing to do is just turn the shit off. Yeah. That is it. Turn it off. So we thank you guys. We appreciate you guys stopping by for the second webisode, Living Lavish. Does social media ruin relationships? You let us know. You give us your comments. You give us your opinions on what you think. Do you think social media destroys relationships? Do you think it's a matter of insecurity? Do you think it's a matter of whether people are, comfortable with themselves? Or do you really feel like as someone's spouse, you have the right to be jealous over things like that? Give us your opinions. You got anything to say? If you want to keep your girl, stay off Instagram. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next segment. Thank you.